two, three more. You got it. We can hit it real quick.
Yeah, what do you say to those 8, 10, 11, 12-year-olds that are here?
Oh, to all the little kids like Brody who walked up to me, you guys are there. And just don't ever quit. Like, that's my thing. Like, I knew, like, it was me, Tony Royster, Jacob Armin, and like 15 other kids that I don't remember their name because they stopped playing. And and at the end of the 18 people that I just talked about, it was only 3 still standing. And it's like anything else. You know how you go to high school and there was this guy who was super good at football, but he quit, and then you see him working at Midas. You know what I'm saying? You're like, dude, you was the man. You're like, why aren't you the man? Oh, I don't play no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, man. It's just, persistence, man, and like, charisma and just trying and like, I don't know. That's the only thing that's lacking in most things is people don't have any kind of, they don't keep it going. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people lose focus and they be like, this the only reason I'm where I'm at is because I never quit. If I would have quit, I would probably have a day job and I wouldn't have this story to tell you. And so for me, it's just like, don't ever stop. And, for all the parents out there, is to keep supporting, the kids, really, like, keep supporting them, keep bringing them to drum stores, and, like, keep coming to drum stores like this. Because these drum stores like this are gone, dude, on the West Coast. It's like when I was taking lessons from Tony, the place was called Drum World. And that place is gone. I could name like 2 drum stores that's boutique out there where I live, and it used to be like 5. Like me and my grandma used to really go drum store hopping. Like people go bar hopping. We would go drum store, like, and it's like, you gotta keep your kids interested. It's like Little League. You want your kid to play Little League, you're gonna watch the game. My mom used to take me to Janet Jackson concerts, and she would take me to clubs, and like she would take me to see Najee. That was her. She loved Najee. She'd take me to see David Sanborn, and like, at the time I didn't know really what it was. I was just going. I would dress up, and I would be there. And sometimes, I'll meet a cool drummer. Like I would go, and my mom was like, "All right, we're gonna see the Yellow Jackets." I'm like, "For real? I don't even know them." Next thing you know, Will Kennedy's playing. I'm like, "This dude is sick." And like, my mom taught me, took me there. She took me to see Nancy Wilson. She took me to see all kinds of different styles of stuff. So, and that's my mom. That wasn't even my grandmother. And it was just, exposing your kids to different styles of music. And, just keeping them focused. It's hard. I know it's hard because I got a 3-year-old boy. And the only reason my son has a little baby DW kit. And he plays it, and he's like, "Dad, you in the magazine." And it's crazy to watch him because they just, like, kids soak it up so much faster than some adults. Like, a lot of the stuff that I play is stuff that I learned being young. So, all the kids that's young, you got a serious jump start on all these older cats that's trying to learn all this stuff. So, for all the parents, it's just like, just keep them, keep them focused and get them lessons. And, like, if they start slacking on their lessons, get them another teacher. Like, don't be afraid to move on to another teacher. I took lessons from a guy named Curtis Newdall who lives in Orlando, who I thought would come here, but he said it was too far. And then Dave Garibaldi, and then Tony Williams, and then all the random cats who showed me things. I used to have people like Little John Roberts walk up to me, should have said, "Dude, you would be the man if you played all that quieter." And I was like, dang, that's kind of hard. But later on, it was real, It's just like, keep focused. It's not that hard. You just got to be creative. 2 more questions.
How do you recover from that, like in a live show?
How do I deal with it?
Yeah.
I tell my drum tech to give me another stick. I had a drum tech, and then, dude, you pick up another stick. Dude, I mess up in front of people constantly, and I don't really care. Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times you don't pay attention to it, but I know it, I messed up. But, who doesn't, dude? Everybody messes up, and I just pick up another stick. Let's get some good, you gotta dig deep on these questions. We gotta do no more drumstick questions.
What about bad habits?
My bad habits on the drums?
Yeah.
That was good. I think I have the most common drummer bad habit is to speed up when you get excited. And like, and slow down when you're bored and you're watching somebody solo. You're like regular habits. And then I have the habit of like, I'll overplay parts sometimes. But like, I was in a band that like everybody else would say he's overplaying, but the dude would be like, "Nah, play more." I'm like, all right. So it's like, I'm don't know, my bad habits, you probably like my bad habits, and I don't like them or something. I don't know. You, sorry.
As far as, cause I know as musicians, as far as I can speak for myself, I'm never where I want to be at. I'm never as good as I want to be. But for someone who's, like yourself with 20 voices, what do you guys have to look forward to? What is out there else for you to achieve?
That's a weird question. Well, for me, I don't know. For me to achieve, oh my God. Dude, all this stuff that's happened to me, I never thought would happen. Like, I didn't go and play a million licks on this one album and think I was going to get a Grammy. Like, that's the opposite of what I thought. Like, most people go in the studio to get a Grammy and they're like, oh, we're going to write a song millions of people we don't even know going to like. It's like, how do you know what millions of people you don't even know going to like? So we went and just played, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I think that what's coming in store for me is just to keep playing. I tell people before, I'm like, when I went to Berkeley and I had to pay rent and there was 1 million students, I was out there and I would have to play for money and I would never make any money. And the moment I just started playing because I wanted to, I started making tons of money. So for me, it's just to keep doing what I've been doing. It's like, sometimes you get ruts, but then if you just keep practicing, or maybe you practice something totally different, like, you've been in a rut because you're solo all the time at home, but then the one day you go and you play to a track or you make a click track and you play that. The next time when you solo, you're like, dang, I got all these new licks that you never found out about. So it's like, maybe like keeping it interesting and changing the way you do things. But for me, I'm just looking forward to keep playing in my band and having a band that's on the road that's fun to be around and like just partying and kicking it and doing the same thing I do, really. I don't know. I'm blessed, dude. I'm 26 years old and I couldn't really ask for too much more. All the people that I really looked up to died young. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it, I'm like, dude, if I could keep living and doing what I'm doing, I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying?
You've got a lot of awesome instructors and teachers. Are there any books or systems or things that you've actually gone through yourself outside of those lessons?
So you saying outside of all the people who taught me, is there any books that I just looked
Books
at?
or systems or anything? Yeah.
Yeah, because it was always teachers showing me the books. So a lot of times, like, if a teacher was showing me a book, I would always just wanted to play. Like, I've always been, like, I learned how to read because I went to a high school and we had to play big band charts. And I was always taught I should learn how to read. So I learned how to read. And that wasn't like, that was just my grandmother and my family and me being like, all right, you want to play the drums? There's certain things you're going to have to learn. You're going to have to learn how to play quiet. You're going to have to learn how to read. Just certain things. I just did it because I had to learn them, and there was the fundamentals. Like, anybody who's up here, thinking about, oh, this is a paradox, they're going to suck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just try to have fun with it and not try to think about that kind of stuff. I'm going to play for you guys. I'm glad you guys came here.
Before you do, I'd like everyone to give a round of applause for your mom and your grandma.
Yeah!